feature copyrighted video and audio content under the guidelines of fair use permitted by copyright statute for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All content and credit go to the original creators. No copyright infringement is intended.
One in this morning, new developments in the assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk.
The FBI releasing new images and also video of a person of interest. NBC's Jay Gray is in Utah with more from the investigation.
New information, new images of a man now being called a suspect by law enforcement in the assassination of conservative activist and influencer Charlie Kirk, including this video of that man moving quickly to the corner of a rooftop on campus and lowering himself to the ground. Other images showing the suspect escaping to a nearby wooded area, the same area where the high-powered rifle believed to be the murder weapon was found. FBI Director Kash Patel touring the crime scene and appearing during a press briefing.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to MTGV Crime Podcast, and welcome to MTGV Politics. Shout out to everybody in the building and everybody on the replay. So y'all probably know by now that we have the suspect in custody. And I have a poll going right now. I want to know if y'all are shocked at all, or were you shocked when you first heard this information? We're gonna dig into it. Shout out to Lisa. Thank you for being on the politics side. I appreciate you tuning in. So we're going to get into it, y'all. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Smack that thumbs up by double tapping the screen or hitting those three dots upper right. And yeah, we got a lot to discuss. Welcome in, y'all. I'm going to let this video play.
But without making any comment. Utah's governor, though, promising a swift capture as well as swift justice in this case.
More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty in this case.
And as the investigation intensifies, a vigil here in Orem to honor Charlie Kirk, his family, along with his casket, leaving the area on Air Force Two, the vice president's plane, J.D. Vance and the second lady traveling with that family back to Arizona. That's the very latest from here in Orem. I'm Jay Gray, NBC News.
All right, Jay, thank you very much. Charlie Kirk was set to speak in Cleveland later this month, but event organizers say they are shifting the focus to honor his legacy. The group says the night will celebrate his influence from his national platform to his impact on young conservatives.
It's up to us to carry on Charlie's work, Charlie's message, Charlie's fearlessness, and that's what we pray to do at CCV. We're seeking the Lord's wisdom on how do we make this September 26th evening something that does exactly that.
And the gala is set to take place September 26th at the downtown Marriott.
Dang, they cut that off.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news this evening and U.S.
Okay, we gonna pause that right quick. We gotta catch up. We just getting in and all of that. So I want to see what is the latest information. What is everybody saying? All of that good stuff. Y'all, please smack the thumbs up. I'm looking at 3 thumbs up over here on the politics channel. If y'all could please smack the thumbs up, and it's 143 people in the building over there, 221 total. Here's what I'm gonna do, because I have not seen the press conference yet, and I also have some information here. This is Tyler Robinson. This is the guy that is accused of doing this. They said that he confessed, I guess. I mean, a minister or somebody recognized who he was, and his father was on board, and I guess his father is ex law enforcement. We gonna get into it because like I said, I'm just getting in, but that is his dad right there. That is him with the same shoes on they have pointed out. Yeah. What was this about? Do y'all know what this was about yet? I have not heard. I know it was some scribbles on some bullets, or it was on something, scrawled on something. But let's listen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's listen at this, y'all.
We got
Let's
him.
get into it. They got him. Oh shoot, I paused it. I can see my screen today. I couldn't see nothing yesterday.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to.
I don't know if I need to refresh or what, but can y'all please smack the thumbs up on both sides? I'm looking at 712 on the politics channel. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please smack that thumbs up, y'all. We got to get the thumbs up. And also on the crime channel.
The FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos.
Can y'all please smack the thumbs up? I see 1,400 people in here and we have barely any thumbs up. So can y'all please tap the three dots upper right and hit the thumbs up, or double tap the screen? It is so important, y'all. Support the host, support the channel, and support the content by smacking that thumbs up, y'all. And shout out to the 1,800 people in the building.
Consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, Messages related to visually watching the.
Well, maybe they shouldn't watch me. I mean, come on, y'all. Smack the thumbs up. Y'all talking about hush. Did you hit the thumbs up? What the heck? Thank you for the ones hitting the thumbs up and know the importance and the respect of it. Like, come on, y'all. We can do better than that.
Area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets.
Thank you to the 102 people that just hit the thumbs up on that politics. I appreciate y'all.
And a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact, Tyler, also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?" Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community, has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, process that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI, and we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great.
Please
and
smack the thumbs
partnerships
up,
in
yeah.
law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here, and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere. And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody and will be charged soon and will be held accountable. And yet all of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. This bad stuff happens. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last two nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire. There was no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes, because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country. But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country, and he said, "I'm not optimistic." He said, "I hate optimism." God, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful. And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism. Hope is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Governor, can you please speak to whether the suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Tyler Robinson, when he turned himself in?
I cannot speak to that right now.
Governor, how do you interpret his motivation? How do you interpret the engravings on casing?
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not. And by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself.
Governor, you indicated that he had been communicating. Please. This level of hatred that this person expressed. Beyond that, is there anything in review that you discovered that may have radicalized or changed him to prompt him to commit such a horrific?
There's nothing more that we can share at this time.
Governor, you indicated that he had been communicating with a friend on Discord about the gun. Do you anticipate any more arrests?
We do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests.
Do you believe he acted alone?
Yes, but the investigation is ongoing.
Can you detail at all how he came into custody police and where he is right now?
Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that he was taken into custody, that his family and a friend helped to deliver him into custody of law enforcement in Washington County. For those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they turned him in. Please, I'll go here. I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah. So how we obtained the gun was found here. So I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County.
Is he talking with authorities and did he discuss a road?
I'm sorry. We don't have any information that would lead us to believe that. Yes, in fact, it was just released. Yes. I can't answer that right now. Yeah, thank you. Over here. I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history. Yes. The question is, what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? Look, I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature, this feels a lot like the late 60s. And having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets. We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral.
Triggers.
This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, we're getting together. The Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion tonight. Last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be. I mean, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there, but this is our moment. Do we escalate, or do we find an off-ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Could we clarify that the release of those enhanced images at 8 p.m. the timeline that Director Patel gave us led to the arrest at 10 p.m. Is there a direct connection between those two events?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
One more thing, Governor. Could you just clarify the clothing issue you mentioned earlier? Was he changing outfits?
Correct. Yes. So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Last question here. Yes. Yeah. So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County, in the southernmost part of our state. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I just say, process-wise, this may be important. I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
All right, y'all. So welcome in, everybody. That was a lot of information. But one of the things that I want to know, and I know it'll be a while before we can probably know that, even though people are piecing it together, what was this about? Because his family is Republicans, and you would think that he would be on board with, Kirk, but he wasn't. Was he an old supporter? Is he a part of another group? Was he a sacrifice? Like, it's so many things being said, and I do wonder, what do y'all think in the chat? What do you think this was about? And shout out to everybody that hit the thumbs up and also that's voting on the poll. I greatly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're streaming on two different channels, MTGV LLC or MTGV Politics and MTGV Crime Podcast. Thank you to everybody that's hitting the thumbs up. It's so helpful to my channel. And I welcome everybody in here. My name is Miss V. Please subscribe if you have not. Shout out to my BFF in the building. And also, okay, thank you. We have 640 votes. Are you shocked? Okay. Yes, at 49% and no at 51%. When I first looked at it, it was like 75-25 to no, I'm not shocked. But okay, so while that was playing, I had put up a receipt that somebody had posted. So let me pull that back up. And what it says is, are you sure Tyler Robinson is a 22-year-old straight white conservative male who donated to Trump's campaign? He is a conservative Republican who radicalized by gropers online. Now, I just found out, because I don't follow this stuff, right? I just found out, I guess gropers is under a guy named Nick Fluentes, who's a heavy racist, I guess. I don't know him. I heard he's connected with, or Candace Owens has something to do with him. Also, and there is I guess they have like a logo of a frog that wears a Adidas outfit bent down, and there's a picture of this guy Tyler in that same position. I don't have it showing right now, and I don't know if that's true. This is something that I literally just found out about before I came, so I won't speak on that too much. I don't know, but the receipt that I'm showing, somebody screenshot it, and I'm guessing it's from like a voter's registry. I'm not sure. And I guess they donated, or somebody donated $224.48. And I'm guessing, yes, says to Trump Make This Great Again campaign, Make America Great Again campaign. Being there's no name on the receipt, I don't know if Tyler did that or not, but that's what they're saying. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this poll. I see that 49% says yes, they're shocked. 51% wins at 650 votes. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is catch up with where we are right now. What do we know about Tyler Robinson besides what he did? And how was he able to get away? Everybody looking for him. I mean, the president. I never heard of the president being this involved. And y'all notice when they were talking, they were saying that Nick is their friend. Like, this guy. I mean, I really want to know how did he know the president? How did he get so close? Was his family connected? Do y'all notice? These are the questions that I want to know. I'm just curious, because I had never heard of any of the people that we talking about right now. But he was very popular. Just wonder where did he come from? Okay, so I am going to be reading from CNN, and they said that Tyler, he was actually in electrical apprenticeship program. He went to a technical college, which don't make sense to me, because this video here of him, you can't hear him. But in this video, he was talking about a scholarship that he got, a presidential scholarship for 4 years. So I'm confused on why he ends up at a Dixie Technical College. But it says the man arrested in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk is in the electrical apprenticeship program at a Dixie Technical College, one of 16 Utah system of higher education institutions, said a spokesperson from another school in the system, Utah Valley University, where Kirk was unalived at. So they told him that at that school. Tyler Robinson is a third-year student in the apprenticeship program at this school. He grew up in Washington, Utah, about 5 miles from Dixie Technical College, and a 3.5-hour drive from Utah Valley University. That's a long drive just to go do this. I wonder how long had he been planning it too. And I mean, I know they said they're not looking for more suspects, but I just wonder, because they did mention a conversation on Discord with a friend about a weapon, right? And I also wonder if he went back home with his parents after doing this. Also, why would you commit a crime in the shoes that you wear all the time? Like, okay, so the hat, there's pictures of him in the same hat that he had on with the glasses on top of it, these Converse shoes. Social media definitely gets you caught up every time. Robinson also attended Utah State University for 1 semester in 2021, and he received a college credit through Utah Tech University from 2019 to 2021 while he was in high school. Okay. Oh, and they said that he's currently not speaking to the investigators. The man who allegedly fired on Charlie Kirk on Wednesday is not talking to investigators, 2 sources said. One source said that the man, Tyler, was walking with some law enforcement initially, but quickly went silent after he lawyered up this morning. Well, that's typical. It's unclear what he discussed with the officers beforehand. He's been held without bond. And I also wonder if the person who turned him in will get I didn't know that the bond, I mean the reward had went up to $1.1 million. I think it was 100,000 last I knew. So I was really shocked that it went up that high. And so the guy talking said a family member on September 11th, a family member called a friend and the friend called the sheriff. So I'm guessing the father called the minister or pastor. Didn't they say the guy was a minister or pastor? I know they said he was a friend also in law enforcement. He called. So since he called, do they get the reward? And who did they call? Because a lot of times those rewards are attached to being what do I want to say? Like not letting them know who you are, calling anonymously. And you have to call Crime Stopper. But I don't know how they set this one up. So I'm curious to know. That, I wonder if the reward had anything to do with the father doing it that way instead of just calling on his own son. This is just stuff that I'm thinking. So he could get it. Because how would that look? Would the father have been able to get it? I don't know. But anyway, let me see what y'all saying. If any of y'all say he was a Republican, go look at the news. He was raised by Republicans. Wait. But changed to a Democrat. He looked like a Republican to me. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I think I heard he was bipartisan. But he was raised under Republican, in a Republican home. He 20 some years old, still at home, right? So he was raised all these years as a Republican, right? I think I even heard MAGA, the family. So this is wild. What are y'all hearing that it's about? Needs to go to the Kirk's family, the money. Nah, that ain't how it worked. They wanted a tip. They wanted tips. They put up a reward, and whoever turns him in get the money. The dad couldn't turn him in because I don't think his dad would have been able to get the reward. But whoever else turned him in, hey, it's open game, right? Very interesting. I wonder how that'll work because so many people don't get it at all because they never call the right way. A lot of people, you call 911, you won't be getting it. You have to certain things that you have to do, But according to the court records obtained by CNN, Judge Sean Rice signed the order to hold Tyler this morning. Okay, so he actually was arrested, I think. Let me read this. So it says, what we know, the shooting suspect in custody. Charlie Kirk has been identified as Tyler Robinson and is being held without bond in the Utah. Okay, so how it happened. Last night, one of Robinson's family friends reached out to a family friend. No, one of Robinson's family members reached out to a family friend who then contacted authorities with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. So his dad, I'm assuming his dad, he told his dad he did it or whatever, and he admitted to it, and he called the friend, and the friend, was that about the reward? Or was that a father not wanting to tell on his own son? So more on the investigation. A family member told investigators that Robinson spoke negatively of Kirk before the shooting. The governor said. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel, and inscripted, including one that read, "Hey, fascist, catch." Wow. Wow, that's crazy. It was engraved on the casings found with the rifle. So he picked them up just to put them in a towel with the rifle? That don't make sense. Let me see what people are saying. And I know the president has spoke on him earlier too. Let's see. He can't get a job, so troll other people. R.I.P. Charlie. Define fascist. It sure is not freedom of speech, freedom of religion. That's what Charlie stood for. Now, Charlie talked a lot about black and white crime. It was a lot of people that he didn't like anybody if you wasn't his race, is what it seems like. I mean, he talked talked against anybody like trans, all of that. Y'all know, I don't know the man. I mean, I just heard a few of the things. I haven't heard it all, but I've been hearing people say certain things about him. I know he talked bad about George Floyd, saying that whatever he said, I know that he don't like immigrants, but when he talked about the woman on the train from Ukraine, he seemed to be, on her side. But I mean, both black or immigrants, he seemed to have a problem with. Right. And I have not watched nothing in full. I haven't. But I'm gonna listen to a little bit more of what he got to say. But this I just knew it was one of those. I wasn't expecting it to be a Tyler whose family is Republican. He looks like I don't know. I'm getting all these names. Charlie. He looks like Charlie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are shocked about that. So let me see. Except for the people that's in the chat. Let's see what the president had to say earlier. While I look to see what everybody's saying. Give me a second.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news this evening, and US President Donald Trump has just revealed that he believes that authorities have the suspect in custody.
Okay, so before I do that though, it says here's everything you need to know. Who is Robinson? The 22-year-old grew up in a suburban community of Washington, Utah, and was a high school achieving student. He had no party affiliation and didn't vote in the two most recent elections. Voters' registration records show. But the family members told investigators Robinson had become more political in recent years and had lashed out at Kirk, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said today. So I wonder, how did he lash out? Details of the arrest. A family member of Robinson reached out to a family friend who then contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them and implied that he had committed the incident, Cox said. Robinson was taken into custody in Utah. I heard South Utah or something earlier at 10 p.m. So they had him overnight. And when we got word, when the president spoke, that they had been with the man for hours, and people was thinking that he literally had just got picked up. FBI Director Kash Patel said, and the number 33 hours after Kirk's unaliving. So that was pretty. I was shocked that he was able to. I mean, if he was with his dad, I'm assuming that he just went home. They have fingerprints, palm prints, and some other footprints and elbow prints. Like, they had body prints of this dude, but I guess he had never been arrested. But you would think that they would have had a trail of cameras following him right back to his house. But it took his family actually told on him, and that's the only reason why they got him. I find that strange that he was able to be out here for 33 hours not caught. I just knew that this guy was going to turn up dead. That's what I thought. Like, if they don't find him, I know something. So, evidence. Robinson posted messages on Discord, a group chat app, which his roommate showed to investigators, according to Cox. Okay, so they questioned the roommate. They knew a roommate. So that means that he wasn't staying at home. Robinson posted messages on Discord group chat, which his roommate, unless they live with the parents, I'm gonna assume he got his own place, showed to the investigators. Okay, so Robinson stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point. So these are the text messages that he sent to his friend on Discord. So the messages included Robinson stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush. Was his friend in on it? Visually watching the area where the rifle where a rifle was left. Reference to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. I wonder what color was the towel. And was that in his pants leg? It would have had to been. It would have had to have been. Reference to engraving bullets and the rifle being unique. Mention of Robinson changing outfits. It sounds like a manifesto almost. At the start of it, like you telling the plans? What? Who else is in this group chat? This is what they got listed as the evidence. Robinson posted messages on Discord, a group chat, which his roommate showed to the investigators, according to Cox. The message. Why didn't his roommate tell them about it before all this happened? I'm confused. They said they wasn't looking for nobody else. But anyway. All right, so it says, what is known about the weapon? Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel, Cox said. The casings found with the rifle were engraved with inscriptions that included the words, "Hey, fastest, catch this," Cox said. So, I mean, if he had that, he put that on the casing. Oh, maybe he wanted the police to see it. I mean, if he was going to just wrap it in a towel and put it in there, did he think they wasn't going to find it? He thought he was going to be able to come back for it? I'm a little confused. I wonder how long had he been planning this. I hope he gets piped down in prison, but he'd probably like it, somebody said. Charlie questioned Israel. Hey, anybody remember when Charlie Kirk said he didn't believe in empathy? Seems, dang, it went away. I heard about that. I actually seen a video that he was saying that in. Wow. I mean, yeah, I didn't. That's what I heard. Charlie had more to stand for than you, the goofy one. He became more left. A statue of Charlie. The man wasn't a president. Or was he? What was he the president of? Free Tyler, somebody said. Oh, Charlie acknowledged Palestinian genocide right before he died. He was gaining empathy. Well, if a man tell you out of his mouth that he don't like empathy, you have to believe what the man says out of his mouth. I will take people at their word. That's a fact. So I will go listen at his videos. If I can. Surveillance footage from the scene. Investigators said surveillance video showed the suspect arriving on campus Wednesday morning in a Dodge Challenger. So he done drove 3 hours from where he's supposed to be at. He was seen in a plain maroon t-shirt, light colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light colored shoes. When encountered by investigators, the suspect was wearing clothes consistent with those seen on the video. This man had time to go change and do all this. Utah jail suspect booked. So he's booked in a jail right by the university. Let me see. I got put a 1 in the chat if you support Charlie. I'm wondering what we looking like. And what do y'all think about the book? Did y'all go look and see that book is being sold on Amazon? How did this person know? I mean, whoever did this book is capitalizing off of Charlie right now. I mean, that is weird. Maybe they was already following Charlie. I mean, but no, that really tripped me out. So let's see. It says 12:23. Now this is Wednesday, September 10th. 12:23 p.m. Kirk is in the middle of responding to a question during the first during the first stop of his American comeback tour, when he was fired on in front of hundreds of spectators, sending the crowd screaming and fleeing. So that was at 12:23 p.m. At 12:39 p.m., the first FBI agent arrived. What? How the hell did they come on a jet? So 12:23 he was shot. Everybody screaming and running. 12:39 p.m. the first FBI agents arrive along with local chiefs of police. FBI Director Kash Patel says planes are immediately mobilized to transport forensic evidence and send more bureau access to the scene. At 2:40 p.m., President Trump announces on his Truth social platform that Kirk is dead. Triggers. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States better than Charlie, said said Trump. So that was at 2:40 p.m. At 4:21 p.m., FBI, they was on it. Like they whole schedule was clear that day, which is surprising, would have been so close to 9/11. That was one of the things I pointed out, like, wow, they speaking on Charlie with 9/11. Wow. I mean, I ain't never seen this in my life. Very interesting. At 4:21, the FBI Director Kash Patel says the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. The statement is contradicted by local law enforcement, and Patel later says the person who was in custody was released after the interrogation. Now, I wonder why was he so eager to tell that, and then it ended up not even being the guy, and we were watching this and we was confused. We were confused. Are y'all arguing? How did you get this footage? Well, little investigating, found a few things. I don't tell people how I research, but yeah, we found it. We found it. Now I got some other stuff. You might have seen this stuff. But that's going around though. That's going around. All right. So that was at 4:21, the misinformation. It kind of reminded me of on the Tita when I don't know if y'all was following the Emmanuel case, but baby Emmanuel and on the Tita made a mistake and they ripped them to shreds, but everybody make mistakes. This is the FBI Director Kash Patel went on social media and said that they caught the guy that day on the 10th, and what's the day? Today is the 12th. They just caught him. Humans do make mistakes. Thursday, September 11th at 9:48, the FBI releases its first photo of the person of interest. They show a man in sunglasses and a dark blue hat and a t-shirt, stuff that he wears like I mean, this ain't the first time I've seen a criminal get caught up and you on freaking online with the exact same outfit. This one guy, he stole rented a car off Marketplace or something something on Facebook and went and committed a freaking crime. And then you go look it up. He got the whole outfit on that he had on. Committing the crime. He in this car. He didn't rent it off Facebook Marketplace or whatever. And just ridiculous. You just go to his page and you like, that's him right there. Criminals are stupid. But we ain't going with no mental illness because he is not mentally ill. He was fine. But I do want to know what exactly. Did somebody put him up to this? I'm telling you, everything fell into place. Everybody was free. Like, I mean, the most shocking timestamp is that he got hit at 12:33. Wait, 12:23. And the FBI was already there by 12:39 or something like that. Hold on, I lost my place. Yeah, that is something. Yep, 12:23 p.m. and 12:39. And by 2:40, the president was announcing it. And then, so today he was taken into custody. Last night at 10 p.m. And according to Patel's timeline, he was arrested at 10 p.m., taken into custody. A law enforcement official, speaking to CNN, says Robinson had been identified by his father based on the FBI photos. And Robinson confessed to his father when his father confronted him. And that was at 10 p.m. At 1:58 a.m., Robinson is booked into the Utah County Jail in Spanish Fort, according to the sheriff. At 6:03 a.m., President Trump announces the arrest, and we're going to go to that, of the suspect during an interview on Fox News. That was at 6:03. He'd been up. Had to have been up all night with all this in New York. I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, the president says. And then at 8:04 a.m., we got him, says the Utah governor Spencer Cox, publicly announcing the arrest of Williams. That it definitely wasn't 8:04 here when he said that. That was I heard him say that when we was listening to the press conference. Locations in Charlie Kirk's shooting. So they have a map here. Hold on. Okay, let's go. Let me see what y'all saying. Dang, I thought, what happened to... Thank you to everybody that's hitting the thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. We hit 20K yesterday, y'all. Thank you so much to everybody that subscribed. Rest in piss, Mr. Orange Turd said. That's a hell of a name. Nobody is giving Charlie a damn statue. Yeah, somebody was saying that. Shout out to Mouthpiece. Smash the like up because the queen, Miss V, is cooking. Shout out to you, fam. Give him a year in prison. Lesson learned. Don't do it again. No We give statues to single black overweight women. Who you talking about? Don't start no mess. Won't be none. I hate both sides equally. Dang. Mr. Good Citizen hate everybody, huh? You're welcome. Clever from a person with demon in their name. Shout out to Forensic Account. Shout out to my member. His legacy is being hateful. Give Tyler Robinson probation and some anger management classes. Wait a minute. Is that somebody with Brian? Is that Brian Kohlberger in here? Oh, no, that's Bill Daly. You look like Brian from a distance. You know who Brian Kohlberger is? You should. Hold on. Who is Tara? Who you talking to? You might want to misspell cuss words. Okay, let's see what the president talking about. And I'm going to do another poll.
In relation to the murder of Charlie Kirk, he is currently speaking with our colleagues at Fox News. Let's take a listen into what he has to say.
Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And you started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on here?
Job. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. But yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, you know, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him.
Did he change his diaper for the show?
Essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And
see, I knew
the father convinced.
I thought I heard him say, somebody said a minister. This must have been where I heard the minister part from. Y'all a mess, boy. Do y'all know if do y'all believe this man wear diapers? Somebody have said something to that effect. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know. Y'all seen a diaper booty before? I'm confused.
Father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you based on what I'm hearing. They'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it.
Somebody said
5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank you.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley. Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the police officers that got this guy.
They did a great job. Everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a star she is. She's incredible. And It all worked out.
Could I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal. And they took it from there. And then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in. And they, so I understand it. And again, subject to change. But, you know, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
I don't know. I'm going to let you get all those questions later, because I can't tell you how accurate. The bottom line is they have somebody that they think did it.
So, Mr. President, there is the death penalty in Utah.
Yes.
And I do know this is going to be a federal case. And there's many of us believe that Charlie was targeted because of his political ideology.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to this guy?
Well, I hope he's going to be found guilty, I would imagine. And I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Charlie Kirk was the finest person. He didn't deserve this. He worked so hard and so well. Everybody liked him. I've been watching. Even the left is having a hard time. They fired this guy Dowd from MSDNC, who's a terrible guy, terrible human being. But they fired him. I hear they're firing other people. And, you know, we're talking about radical left. Now, they're a little bit, but radical left networks and cable channels, horrible channels like MS. I always go at DNC because it's, you know, somehow affiliated with the Democrat National Committee. So, you know, it's a little statement you make. But MSNBC, but NBC, ABC, CBS, they're all terrible, absolutely terrible and unfair. But even they have been giving it sort of like, this can't be allowed to happen.
And I just love moment of silence of the Yankee game, moment of silence of the Redskin game, Commanders game last night, because they understand this doesn't matter who you voted for. This was a special person. My opinion is that you have people, when a soldier dies, you write a personal letter, you feel it. When something happens in America, you feel it, you show up for it. I feel like with Charlie Kirk, from what I witnessed, it's for you, it's almost like a family member.
You know, Don said to me, he's sort of like a son to you. Charlie got involved like 11 years ago, I think. He started, you know, he's a brilliant guy, but he didn't go to college. He actually started in college. He was so bored that he left. He would have done very well in college if he...
So he got involved 11 years ago at the age of 20, but involved in what? I know they said at the age of 18 is when he started the Turning Point USA. So when he was 20, he got involved with what? I wonder.
Wanted to, but he was brilliant. I always said, you know, can you get a degree because you're sort of used to having people like you went to college, right? But he just didn't have the patience to do it. And he started this really during what would normally be college, maybe even sooner than that, but what would normally be college. And it's become a movement. And, you know, I won youth. A Republican never wins youth, but I won youth.
Somebody said he got involved in Saving America. Somebody else said he joined the cult.
Will tell you TikTok helped me, but he helped me with TikTok. But he helped me with use. I've never seen a person who's, in this case, older than the people we're talking about, you know, in many cases. I've never seen young people or any group go to one person like they did to Charlie. Mm-hmm. He'd go out to Arizona, to any school, to Utah, where he was, but any school, also East Coast, anywhere. And he would have bigger rallies than any radical left speaker. And it was killing them because he'd have 5,000 people show up, 10,000 people show up. They'd go and they'd have 50 people, but they talk big league, right? Now I
mean, it's a little bit different when you backed by the president, though. Like, you standing in the Oval Office with the president. Of course, people gonna want to get close to you and get to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that get close to you definitely ain't your friend. Everybody that smile and talk on your mic ain't your friend. And everybody don't like you because it's a lot of people that are haters out here, even if you ain't doing nothing. Sniper put a clutch move. Charlie was too big for them. No one cares about crowd size food for Rissy. The black guy is doing a good job on TV. Why you point out the black guy? Oh, Trump said that he did tell him he was doing a good job. Shooter was not Republican. I don't know what he was. If he was raised Republican, he is a Republican.
An unbelievable talent, but he was more, it wasn't really so much a talent. He just really believed it. He just believed it. He loved young people. He wanted to help young people, and he didn't deserve this. He was truly a good person.
He said a lot of times that he helped him. So I remember him mentioning that he won the youth on TikTok. I didn't know nothing about Charlie at that time. We just found out about him the day he passed. Dang, what happened? We wasn't.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
We want to go.
We got him.
See, he said that at the press conference. We got him.
FBI Director Kash Patel
what part we was on.
and Sheriff Mike Smith.
Gracious.
Good evening. We begin with
Legit.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to this guy?
Well, I hope he's going to be found guilty, I would imagine. And
we heard that part.
Yeah. Who's a terrible guy, terrible human being. But they fired him. I hear they're firing other people.
Wait, who's terrible?
And, you know, we're talking about radical left. Now, they're a little bit, but radical left networks and cable channels, horrible channels like MS. I always go DNC because it's, you know, somehow affiliated with the Democrat National Committee. So, you know, it's a little statement you make. But MSNBC, but NBC, ABC, CBS, they're all terrible. Absolutely terrible and unfair. But even they have been giving it sort of like, this can't be allowed to happen.
And I just love moment of silence at the Yankee game, moment of silence at the Redskin game, Commanders game last night, because they understand this doesn't matter who you voted for. This was a special person. My opinion is that you have people, when a soldier dies, you write a personal letter, you feel it. When something happens in America, you feel it, you show up for it. I feel like with Charlie Kirk, from what I witnessed, is for you, it's almost like a family member.
You know, Don said to me, he's sort of like a son to you. Charlie got involved like 11 years ago, I think. He started, you know, he's a brilliant guy, but he didn't go to college. He actually started in college. He was so bored that he left. He would have done very well in college if he wanted to, but he was brilliant. I always said, you know, can you get a degree because you're sort of used to having people like you went to college, right? But he just didn't have the patience to do it. And he started this really during what would normally be college, maybe even sooner than that, but what would normally be college. And it's become a movement. And, you know, I won youth. A Republican never wins youth, but I won youth. I will tell you, TikTok helped me, but he helped me with TikTok. But he helped me with youth. I've never seen a person who's, in this case, older than the people we're talking about, you know, in many cases. I've never seen young people or any group go to one person like they did to Charlie. Mm-hmm. He'd go out to Arizona, to any school, to Utah, where he was, but any school, also East Coast, anywhere. And he would have bigger rallies than any radical left speaker. And it was killing them because he'd have 5,000 people show up, 10,000 people show up. They'd go and they'd have 50 people, but they talk big league, right? Now, he was an unbelievable talent, but he was more, it wasn't really so much a talent. He just really believed it. He just believed it. He loved young people. He wanted to help young people. And he didn't deserve this. He was truly a good person.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September.
So what I'm hearing is that Charlie was a recruiter. He was recruiting the younger people to believe the things that he was believing. And I don't know if he was a part of the people that actually send out invitations to join different groups and things like that. I don't know if he was going that far. But he did talk about black and white a lot. he pretty much pushed the things that Trump is pushing. I mean, that was his full supporter. That was their very good friend. They really treating him like he was military, going to get his body and all of that kind of stuff. So I just wondered, this is going to be interesting. Now that is Tyler with a Trump suit on. So, I believe that he was Republican. He was raised up Republican. I don't know how old he is on here. The costume is weird. I mean, he on the man's shoulder. It's a little odd, but that is the costume. And then this is another picture of him. To me, he looked different in a lot of these. So I'm guessing, he's younger on some of these. I don't even know. Is that the same person? His nose looked different here. I don't know. Let me go back to this. Is that the same person, y'all? These were the pictures we had at first. What was the issue? Let me see what y'all saying.
– FBI Director Kash Patel and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us.
And we now have more information about this suspect. We have a name to tell you, and this is according to multiple sources and our team of reporters covering federal law enforcement, Tom Winter, Mike Costner, our colleagues. Tyler Robinson is the suspect in custody. He is from Utah. He's in custody and with state authorities in Utah, born in 2003. And so Tyler Robinson is the name that, according to multiple sources, is the suspect who is in custody. From our reporting, we understand he has been in custody for a number of hours now. And what happens with that, as Morgan was just saying, there was a point where authorities knew very little about who this person was. Well, once you have an individual identified, many new doors open. Tyler Robinson will now be subject to having all of his electronics reviewed, subject to a search warrant. And that would be the typical process now, that once he's identified and in custody, authorities are able to get the court permission to execute search warrants. That could be places where he lives, seizing any phones, digital footprint, any of those things. Also checking the records for the purchase of the weapon that was used here. Can they tie that weapon to him? All of those avenues are now open to federal authorities. This is a state crime, not a federal crime on its face, meaning a murder is a state crime. They would be looking for any avenues that allow them to find some kind of federal charge, if there is one that's applicable and appropriate, to add to this case with the joint work of federal authorities and state authorities. Tyler Robinson is the suspect, according to our sources.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Now, I heard about some threats going on. Let's see what this is about.
All personnel are directed to lock down. Take cover and conceal it immediately.
Alarms ringing at the U.S. Naval Academy in Maryland, alerting the base to shelter in place. A source telling NBC News a former midshipman who'd been thrown out of the academy made anonymous threats on social media from his home, but used an online address that made it look like the danger was coming from within the base. The source also telling NBC News a midshipman had been shot during the shelter in place after mistaking a member of law enforcement for a threat and hitting him with a training weapon. Hours earlier in Washington, D.C., Capitol Police responding to a bomb threat at the DNC headquarters. No explosives were found.
What?
But the threat, a sign of the growing tension surrounding politically driven violence in the country. These incidents echoed in schools across the nation Thursday. At least 6 HBCUs targeted.
What the heck the HBCUs had to do with it? And everybody is losing their freaking mind. Is fighting from within at a time where they just changed the name to the Department of War. and they fighting amongst each other. Like, man, this is not good. But what did the HBCUs have to do with this?
Targeted by what the FBI described as hoax threat calls. At UMass Boston, unconfirmed reports of shots fired near a residence hall, resulting in a campus-wide lockdown.
Did all this happen because of Charlie? Let me know, y'all.
Soon giving the university an all clear. The school's chancellor later writing in a letter, no evidence of any gunfire has been found.
And in Michigan, the lieutenant governor there confirming there was what he described as a credible bomb threat to his home. He expressed gratitude to law enforcement for their quick response.
What?
Take a good look. This is the latest information we have from our.
Why does she sound like she talking through the fan? What the heck is going on? Whoa, what Dylan say? Kirk followers are now scared. They scared? I doubt it. Nah, I mean, if you going out speaking publicly like that, you can't be afraid. He had people standing behind him. Somebody said that there's a person behind him that did a hand signal right before it happened. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that or did you hear that? I'm just curious to know. Like, a lot of people think it was a sacrifice and stuff like that. Okay, so at 76% or 77%, y'all do agree that he should get the death penalty. We only have 30 some votes right now, but 77% says yes on the death penalty.
Content partners, as we are learning the suspect in custody on this Friday in connection with the assassination of Charlie Kirk is a 22-year-old from Utah. Law enforcement officials confirming that to the Associated Press. Authorities identifying the suspect as Tyler Robinson. Now, a lot to discuss, and as we continue this thorough and detailed coverage, I want to transition and bring into the conversation none other than Tim Rebele. He previously worked for the Secret Service for 22 years on the Presidential Protective Detail. Tim, a pleasure having you join us here on Live Now from Fox. Hello to you.
Hello to you. Thanks for having me.
So a lot to discuss. Tim, let's first go through the latest from that press conference. Viewers, some just might be tuning in. What do we know? We heard from FBI Director Kash Patel saying that it took the community. It was a group effort. If you see something, say something. 33 hours it took to get to this press conference.
Yeah, listening to the press conference and, following along from the time this incident happened, it was, like Kash Patel said, it was great police work, and you can't do this without the community. And you're so right. The see something, say something. It works every time. So it sounds like a great investigation from all partners, state, local, and federal.
We heard from Utah's Governor Spencer Cox in that press conference saying that a suspect's family member actually turned him in. We're also hearing that he was joined alongside a family friend. Let's discuss that, because as the images were circulating, we had images from TV.
Now they're saying that his father, I guess his father was a sheriff, according to what I'm looking at. So there's a picture that somebody put from his mother's page. And it says, having fun in SLC this weekend. We came up to see where Uncle Mikey works and explore his base. Logan was in heaven and has his 8-year countdown started. And he got a big weapon. It's 2 kids with big weapons in their hands. I guess one of them is Tyler. I don't know. But Amber Jones Robinson is his mother, because I have seen that floating around. And this was in 2017. And the person that posted it says Tyler Robinson has been ID'd as Kirk shooter, raised in a stereotypical all-American white conservative family with a sheriff for a father. Tyler grew up around guns and knew how to use them. It's the guns, they said. And then somebody posted a picture laying, I'm talking about, got all this money laying on them with their hands up, talking about Tyler's dad for turning him in. I mean, but like I said, I mean, he couldn't have got that money. So what better way to get it than to have somebody else tell? It's gonna be. Do y'all think the father will, or they will get the reward, being that it was a family connection? Oh, let this keep playing. I'm still looking at stuff, looking for stuff.
We had images from the campus. We saw the suspected shooter climbing the side of the roof to get up there. There were so many people who were speculating who this person could be, many people not knowing that it would be a family member who would come out to turn this person in.
Yeah, so a lot of these cases, just mass shooters in general, school shooters, or in this instance, most of these individuals, they have the term, we hear it all the time, but it's leakage. I don't know, but I'd be safe to say, and they mentioned it briefly in the news conference, where there may have been some leakage in him talking about it and showing this hatred towards Mr. Kirk prior to actually committing the incident. And I'm glad that the family members helped turn him in after the fact, but I wish they were a little bit more proactive, and maybe this never would have happened.
Now, one of the things I'm curious about is if Tyler's family is going to be attacked and have to go through a lot of stuff, just like Carmelo Anthony and the white the white football player. I mean, I haven't heard nothing about that, but his family went through a lot. And so now with this being, really, it feels like it's from within. It feels like I don't know. I just got a feeling that Tyler was once a supporter and he changed at some point. I just wonder if his family is going to go through anything. We got to keep our eye on that. What is this? Elon Grok ID, AI ID, Tyler, Charlie Kirk, alleged assassin. Wait a minute. They just said Elon Musk, Grok AI identifies Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, as a groper from the toxic underbelly of MAGA ecosystem. Wait, what is this? I don't know. I'm not about to read that because I don't even know what that is. Somebody says, so for those keeping score, Charlie Kirk's unaliver Tyler is not transgender, queer, black, Muslim, immigrant, Democrat, Antifa. And they checked. He's white, Christian, conservative, Republican, male, straight, and a gun fan. Do y'all agree with that? He was definitely raised around weapons. It's pictures of him at the base, but I'm not putting them up because he was a kid and there's little kids around him, but he grew up around weapons. He was no stranger to weapons. He was very comfortable handling weapons. Then somebody said Tyler assassinated Charlie because he hated his opinions and considered him fascist. Ironically, he is the fascist who had the unalive to silence opposing opinions. The left loves to say that words are violent. However, it is the left's violence that unalived. Do y'all believe that? Let me see what y'all saying. Y'all probably arguing up in here. Thank y'all though. We are on one channel. We have 413 people tuning in, and we have 443 thumbs up on the politics channel. So thank you to everybody that hit the thumbs up. And if you didn't already, can you please do it now? We have 542 in the building combined. So thank you. I don't know what we looking like on the other channel. We should ban assassinations. Maybe then this wouldn't have happened. Man, people breaking laws every day, like breaking open a pack of bubble gum. You know, everybody is violent. Y'all, all this left, right, and like Charlie hatred about LGBT. But see, it made me feel like it had a connection because of the question that somebody asked, but they ain't arrest nobody else. I wonder if the same person that was asking the question, was he the same person that was getting the Discord messages? I'm trying to figure out how he ain't in trouble if he knew all of the stuff was happening. It says the suspect, Charlie Kirk, okay, his parents are registered Republicans and his dad is 20 plus year veteran of the sheriff department. Somebody said, I guess black gang members from Chicago aren't the biggest threat. And people didn't know Charlie is from Illinois. Like, I don't know it, not Chicago necessarily, but he from Illinois. I read that somewhere. Now, somebody said Tyler confessed to his dad and a 27-year police veteran that he assassinated Kirk. His father did the right thing and turned him in, knowing he faces the death penalty. Certainly an unenviable place to be as a parent. This dude went and committed a crime in his outfit that he wear, his shoes that he wear all the time. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. A loose tongue unalived Charlie, somebody said. God's hand up in here. Y'all be killing me with these names. Obviously, Tyler's dad isn't a detective to notice his son is a crack. What? All I'm saying is sick people in the chat. Soon you will all turn on each other and attack yourselves. Man, listen. Evil never wins. It don't. It just create more evil. That's a fact. But shoot. He is these going too fast. Back to you, Dean. So y'all arguing. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all having an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I welcome opinions. Just, be respectful. Thank you to everyone being here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right, so I think let me see, check some updates. Something else might have happened. They talking about Discord, not Democrat. Hold on. I really want to hear some videos of what other people have to say. Maybe I need to go. Let's see something. People are a mess. It's like a lot of people had their own opinion. Just like Charlie, it was okay for him to have his own opinion. People are gonna have their own opinion because truly what he talked about, it was his opinion. The difference is, he was supported and pushed by the president, which makes him way more powerful than anybody. Oh, hold on. Shoot. This man got shoot, soon as I put it in, it went to his page. Hold on, let's see. Wait, what happened? Oh my goodness, I'm not trying to do that. That's the only thing about this TikTok. So he got 8.9 million on here. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so this is something that he posted. This is him. I mean, this is a clip we've been seeing.
We're going to be here for a couple hours. Get comfortable. Bring the best lips that Utah has to offer. That's a lot of people, Utah. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he definitely had the crowd. Undeniably. He got the president on his page. Let's see.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people. Really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. 24 of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America are run by Democrat mayors. 50 people were murdered in Chicago in recent weeks, with hundreds being shot. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and order. We have proven that it can be done because we did it right here in D.C. and District of...
See, the fact that, okay, right before this man was unalive, this is what he was talking about. We know that he don't like immigrants, but when you pit him against a black person, then you like them, I guess. But everybody, I don't agree with the hate at all, but it's different. See, the president is saying this, and you assuming he's talking about law enforcement, people that's going to do it right and get these people out. But then you got him, Charlie, saying the same thing with people that is actually doing things about it. Like, people, this ain't just talk. No, this is not just talk. This fuels people that are evil. It really does. It is not a good look. It's just not. Hate fuels hate. It does. Like, I mean, this is bad. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? This man was pushing exactly what the president is pushing. The difference is he ain't talking to presidential people. He's talking to kids who will go out and cause damage, right? So to me, that's like inciting violence. I can't be nothing but real. I don't support it at all. And I see he got JB on here too. Let me see what he's saying.
Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. Oh, I'm going to come. Oh. Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. Oh, I'm going to come. Oh.
See, that's what he do with the clips. The inciting violence to me. I don't care. This is on his TikTok. Y'all can go see it. It's different when you got power behind you. And he specifically trying to capture the youth. Let's see what they say here.
Black applicants to jobs are 50% less likely to get jobs with they have a black sounding name. That's not even close to being true. That's not even close to being true. That is a literal. In fact, it's the opposite. I'm not going to argue your experience. I'm not going to know. See, now you have to listen to him under your rules because a black person is going to say you're wrong. I am. He can say I'm wrong. I know. Come on up to the mic. I know. I read your.
My name's Keemon Dixon. I have a really black name. Please tell me how 50% of my internships have been denied when I've worked for Senator Mike Lee, Mayor Trent Sack, Speaker Mike Schultz. Hold on. I worked for a Congressman, Burgess Owens.
So he got a black guy that came and debunked him. So that he don't know how stupid he is. He got a black guy who came up to debunk that what this white guy is saying on the mic.
We worked on his campaign. I've worked on the campaigns of John Huntsman Jr. Please tell me how my black experience and my black man has not given me. Go ahead.
So
you're one damn person.
Black applicants to jobs are 50% less likely to get jobs with they have a black sounding.
Especially now. Especially now. You can damn believe that. I don't believe in hate. What the world needs is more love. But hey, look, the minute we thought the world was getting better, we went back. We went backwards. Absolutely ridiculous. We stand, you will. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and meet my mark today. I definitely appreciate everybody that hit the thumbs up. We didn't reach our goal. We did not reach our goal. We got 444 people in here still on the politics side with 458 thumbs up. I definitely appreciate everybody for hitting that thumbs up and tuning in to the channel. I hope everybody is subscribing also. Behold the champion of democracy. Don't care what anyone says. I love and respect anyone who disagrees with me. Do you really? So you like to argue. You like to argue. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will be back possibly tomorrow, especially if anything breaks. But again, we're out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Thank you for y'all votes too. Let me close that out. 78%. Yes, he deserves it. I'll end that post. Y'all using some strong words up in here. Drop that fire and horns, y'all. I love arguing. Y'all a mess. Make sure y'all subscribe. Shout out to the 358 people still up in here. Make us go viral, y'all.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You going to jail. You going to jail. Lock his ass up. Nanny boo boo.
Peace and love, y'all. We out.